Today, another day of what this whole summer has, well, my whole life maybe, has turned out to be. It's an unpredictable day. I have no idea for the next hour or so whether I'm going to be able to ride or not. I have to stay kind of on call, but it's not a problem because I saw last night, I have a big envelope over there with some parts for this bike. I got the spools on order. I think they came. I'll get that done, and then I'll have to find out if we're going to be able to ride today and get some break-in miles, or do some work, shop work, polish wheels, try to come up with something for that nose system. Every day is unpredictable, but I wouldn't want it any other way because I hate groundhog days, and I hate groundhogs. So let's see what came. Amazon Prime, what else? Let's see, I had these on order since the day I bought the bike. Yeah. Guess where it's made? Guess where it's made? God, what a lucky guess. China. Lucky me. Not Italy, not Germany, not England. Anyway, I've had some good luck with a lot of the stuff that came from China. These, because I haven't been able to jack up the bike and check the chain and everything, so I'm looking forward to having these. A relatively minor part to put on. It'll only take 10 minutes to put them on. I ordered black because I want them to match. I don't want to have some blingy color like blue or yellow or something. So let's see. 10 bucks, by the way. I think they were $9.90. I'm not sure. Under 10 bucks. Anyway, nice looking. And I'm going to mention a couple of things about these that you may, until you actually have to do this, you don't realize this is a kind of a big deal. These, for Yamahas, almost every Yamaha has 6 millimeters. Not all bikes have 6 millimeters, and I know the Kawasaki, when I bought the ones for the Kawasaki, they have 10 millimeter bolts. So what I had thought when I first bought the bike, oh, if I want to jack the back up, I'll just borrow the ones off the Kawasaki. I took the bolt out and I remembered it's a 10 millimeter bolt. And just to give you an idea, they're not going to interchange. So the other point I wanted to make, and I wanted to make a really good point that I know this is what some people think. I remember when I first got the R1, I had ordered these, but they didn't come in yet, and I wanted to jack the back wheel up. And what I did, I just took a bolt and a washer and carefully got the thing in, and I said, see, because what happens when this is in the swing arm and only the bolt is in, it can do that. Once you put it in the spool acts as a stop to keep it from bending. So I would think maybe on a 10 millimeter bolt that's not necessary, but Yamaha, they almost all use the 6s. These will go right in, and within 15 minutes I'll know, and Karen will graciously tell me what the plan for the day is. But I've been getting up super early because it's been so hot and I want to get break-in miles on the bike. So as I'm looking at this, I got the Loctite out. I'll obviously Loctite these on. I'm looking at this and I'm trying to, in my mind plan, do I want to use the forward hole or the back hole? Let me see how it is on the other side. I'm wondering. The other side has 2 holes also. But the back one, there's going to be an interference on that piece that holds the back license plate. So I guess we'll try using the front one and see if that works out for us. And a drop of Loctite will probably make me sleep better at night. Notice that they always have, and it's really nice that they do, they have a washer up against the swing arm. And as simple as this may be to figure out, the whole idea of that washer is, if you're going to put this on the stand, you don't wind up scratching a swing arm. In this case, it's, well, we don't want to scratch anything. But I'll make these as reasonably tight. Now it may be that you could put this on the back. I'm going to see if this works okay on the front. There's 2 spots to put this on an MT-09. I got black. I wanted it to be that I didn't see it, but of course what's really going to happen. After putting this on 8 or 10 times, this is going to get scratched a little bit. Maybe I'll take this off and just polish it on a polish and we'll get rid of all the anodizing. But I think that'll be, well, it's not like you have a choice. any bike that doesn't have a center stand, if you don't have spools, it's really difficult to work on it. Now I've used a car jack as a way of getting around it, but for 10 bucks, you can live it up. You can actually live like you're a factory racer. You could be Valentino Rossi. And what made this summer even more unpredictable than when in the past is we've had these super hot days, and today is no exception, of course. And last year, in fact, we were babysitting almost every day. Well, but then they went away to camp, and he went away to school, and he went away here, and he went away to join the circus, and whatever. But this year, it's pretty cut and dry. Nobody's going anywhere. Anyway, having these spools on is going to be a real just upgrade for. I like to have the bike up on this while I'm polishing it, and when I raise the front of the bike to polish the front wheel, and that'll be definitely on a video. I think that's going to work out just fine, and it's certainly a lot better than trying to do it with. I don't even think they make a center stand for this bike. Now, every one of these bikes, I have to set this stand up just a little different. This one's got to be set further apart. This one, until I do this a few times, I can tell you a funny story. One day I did this, and it was the FZR, in fact, and I had, in my elderly ways, not put the kickstand down. And when I let it off the spools, I'm holding it here and trying to reach up with one foot like a ballet dancer. So I try not to do that anymore. Let's see, do I have it on good alignment here? Yeah, that looks good, that looks good. But I never take my hand off the bike when I'm doing this. So let's see, yeah. That looks like it worked out pretty good. So it's always good to start a day off with at least one more little modification that we wanted to make. But of course, the modifications to the bike are endless. They're, as we think of things we'd like to do. Now, just to make the quick list, I wanted to polish the exhaust. That was done on a previous video. I want to polish the wheels. I'll be able to polish these a certain amount, and I don't know. It's going to require a little experimenting. I polished the muffler on it, and I'm sure that'll add a nice dimension. And one of the things is haven't made a decision yet, license plate mount, get rid of the fender. Everybody's got a different opinion. I had 10 people already tell me what their opinion is, and it's pretty much split. What's worse looking, that fender or having a plate up there? I don't know until I actually start making it up. And I really wanted to do a really nice job, so that's on the back burner for right now. Right now the choices are going to be, if I don't have to babysit much today, or if it's a limited day, I want to get some break-in miles on the bike. Oh, that we are getting a harvest every morning from Karen's garden. Every day the harvest gets bigger than the day before. And she's making tomato sauce out of it. The life of a tomato farmer. So the way this weather report played out, they're predicting rain afternoon. Means we got a couple hours this morning. We'll get some break-in miles on the MT-09. I hope it's going to stay dry. I don't want to have to come home and clean the whole bike up. It's funny when a bike is new. It's like a baby. I don't want to get a bug on it. Before I get ready to head out, I thought I'd mention. Last night, I spent a good amount of time watching a bunch of videos on how to break in a motorcycle properly. And of course there's every combination of things of do what the factory manual says, which is basically 1,000 miles of on and off the throttle and limiting the amount of load you put on the engine. And that's the one kind of I subscribe to. But then I watched a really cool video, and they did 2 engines And then one they ran the hell out of it, and one they broke in, and they said there was no difference at the end. Well, I don't know that that's true. But I did notice that the people doing that, and this is the key thing, they did not spend the money to buy the new motorcycle to do it to. So I have to think there's some, when you spend the money, and it's your hard work and your hard effort going into it, I tend to think you'll err on the side of what Yamaha says and break it in the right way. Do the filter at 600, the oil and filter. And since I've had the benefit of having friends like Kenny Augustine that really did know what the hell they were doing, they weren't YouTube friends, well, I'm going to go with the normal break-in that Yamaha recommends. So I've had my coffee, I've had the harvest, and they are predicting a couple hours before the storm comes in. They always do this, and half of the days it doesn't come in, 3/4 of the days, but they always make you feel like, uh-oh. Anyway, we're heading out. As I'm leaving Rutherford, this is the legacy of this motorcycle. Born on the 4th of July. Holy mackerel. We're not even out of Rutherford, and it reminds me what a storm that was. Now this may be a very short ride. It looks like it's going to rain any minute. As we've gotten away from the house, it's gotten black and cloudy. It looks like any minute we're going to get rained on. Give the bike its first wash. Yeah, it's getting darker by the minute. Well, we are getting some break-in miles. It's a good way to get the break-in miles in too.
Hey, this is one cool feature this bike has. It's got that little instant flasher. Pretty cool.
So we got a couple of raindrops, but nothing we can't wipe off with one microfiber. But here's a couple of cool things that, as I'm getting used to riding a bike, and actually almost got a chance to try the rain mode today, for real. Here's one of the things I like about the bike. When you turn the key on, it remembers all the settings. It isn't like some of the bikes that I've had to experience ride. Every time you turn them on, you got to set the traction control and set the mode, and this remembers the last time you were riding the bike. I think that's a nice feature. Another feature, the little blipper down here that just blips the high beam. There's a lot of stuff to like about this bike, but the biggest thing is, for me, how comfortable it is. And when you have a bike that's comfortable, you tend to ride it more. When you got a bike that breaks your back and gives you an ass whipping, you find out you don't ride it that much. Just one little side note to what I just said about this remember and everything. When I disconnected the battery yesterday and I added that wire, the time changed. So I've got to reset the clock. I just wanted to make sure I get truth in advertising here. So once again, I'm not claiming to be an expert about braking, but I know I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way and the way that the manual says, not the way the young guys on, well, some young guys on YouTube don't even pay for the bike, so. But I guarantee if you pay for the bike, you'll break it in the right way. Or else. And maybe I'm wrong. Hey, what can I say? That's the way it is. But anyway, I want to thank all the healthcare workers. Guys, I can't imagine what you're going through with those masks and all that stuff. And every time I go to a doctor or somebody, I try to thank individual people, even the people at the desk. So important. So anyway, our MT-09 is just becoming a more friendly animal every day. Sorry I got you wet, baby. Couple of drops of rain you won't melt, don't worry. Give me an excuse to wipe it down later today. And I wanted to look at what some of the next things I want to do. Thank you to everybody that sent in all these links to emails to parts to hang all over the bike. I appreciate it, but I'm looking for some very specific things. And that Luciano and I had a talk last night about agreeing. The way to do this back piece is find one of these on eBay for 10 bucks. And then use that for the axle spacer, cut it and machine it. And he's got a milling machine, so it's no big deal to do it. So anyway, and I'm probably going to make my own carbon fiber little nose piece. But that's the joy of having a new bike. It's something new every day. And what we're going to try to do in the next month or so, until we get the bike broken in and I can go out and do some blasting around the turns, is show you and share with you what the experience of buying this individual bike is, for better, for worse. I hope I'm good at doing it. If I'm not, it's on me. Anyway, I wanted to congratulate somebody who does not appear on the videos often, but they have been on the video. Vince Lucanera's dad today is 95. Congratulations. And I'm going to be 75 in a few days. He inspires me. Maybe I'll make 95. Maybe I'll be riding this bike when I'm 95. You never can tell. Anyway, enough with the jibber jabber. I enjoy making the videos. I hope you enjoy watching them. And thank you so much for watching and sharing them.